So if you've been paddling long enough, you will eventually blow one of these. Unfortunately, the reality of any dry suit, any dry gear, is that the gasket is just a weak link along with the zipper. Not only do you wear them out, but then every so many that are manufactured just blow almost instantly. So I just did one wrist replacement. I'm going to do another one. This also works for booties, if you have those still on like an older suit. This is just a trick that I use to make it go a lot faster and make it much easier. First thing we're going to do is grab something like this. It's just a vise and a simple piece of 2x4 split in half. Really anything that's very sturdy, but that will keep everything pegged up. From there, a standard NRS gasket kit. And this is the absolute key for my method. A 600 ml measuring cup. I'll put a link to Amazon for one of these. You'll see why in a sec. Start by taking the arm with the broken gasket, flip it inside out, grab that beaker, and you're gonna feed it all the way up in there. All right? Now, nice and tight, you are gonna get this cinched just as tight as that you can get it so that you have the seam tape line where the gasket is stitched and sealed on, the adhesive line from the original gasket way under the top of the actual beaker, but still plenty of beaker left below. So this is what I'm going to be using for my form to glue on, and what I'm going to do is instead of having my hand in here, I'm going to go stick it on that stick that I put in the vise. Just like that. Boom. Now I got somewhere to work, and I can rotate this all the way around as I do my replacement. So first things first, depending on your suit, you should be able to see through here to see if the gasket seal is stitched. Anytime it's not stitched, I use a heat gun or a hair dryer, start at the seam, and just lightly, a couple inches at a time, heat, peel, heat, peel, heat, peel. And what that does is it allows me to fully remove the gasket and not be left kind of futzing with any vestiges. I would much rather glue it to the actual fabric than to another gasket. Basically the same idea as when I do neck gaskets. In this case, this is stitched on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim just above that adhesive line all the way around. I'm going to take care of any rough spots, make sure this is relatively continuous. Alright, not bad. I'm not an expert on this, but my understanding is that if you do not have this shiny area here, that you would need to buff and use the coat-all and everything else. My experience has been that if you do have this area and it is clean, you are good to go to just glue on. This is an adhesion promoter, and between that and the adhesion promoter on the other side, you're good. So grab your gasket. You're gonna find it's inside out. Flip it the right way. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on, and I'm going to pull my cuff all the way through to the top. There we go. I'm going to get it set up so that it is wrapped back up like this, all the way around, sitting just above the other one so that I can see both shiny sides. Now comes the gooey sticky part. Going to make a continuous line all the way around. You do not want to make this enormous, because what will happen is you will wind up floating the gasket and it'll actually be harder to get a seal. So I'm just staying right inside that shiny spot. Cool, and overlapping at the end. At this point, I'm going to flip down my gasket, overlapping it completely and onto the seam tape of the original gasket. Just going to work it down. There's definitely going to be aqua seal oozing all over the place. That's a little normal. New gasket's on. This should be enough. I, however, am a little superstitious. So what I do is I'm going to make another bead at the seal, a very light one. Like so. And this is a Bondo spreader stir. I'm just going to use it as a flat edge to now level off all the way around. So this way, if somehow there wasn't a seal on the inside that I couldn't see, I can visually check to ensure that there is a perfect seal. So there you go. Did a gasket in like 6 minutes. You know, try not to do it 20 minutes before you need to go to the river. Let this set up overnight. Babysit this for the first 10-15 minutes. I usually bring a beer with me. That way if something does slip up, because the whole thing's basically under tension, you can scoot it back down again. And if there are any bad drips, you can clean them up. I'll put a link below to where you can get the cup, the NRS gasket kits, and these. And yeah, you will be in good shape. By buying it from there, a couple cents go to me as a thank you. And yeah, don't ever be afraid to do this. It's really not that bad. It blows my mind how many people just get rid of otherwise perfectly good gear when a gasket blows. Just fix it.